Hi students, this is Dr. S. Rekha, Associate Professor RMD Engineering College, Chennai. Today our topic of interest is criteria or characteristics of catalysis. What are the characteristics of a catalysis process or a catalyst? Potential energy diagram and catalysis. Potential energy diagram help us to understand the mechanism behind how a catalyst speeds up the reaction. Here is a diagram to explain it. Here we have a catalyst with an blue ball and a reactant, one with yellow ball and reactant molecule with two green balls. So here, in the absence of catalyst, reactant has to take a huge jump, cross the energy barrier and to form a product here. But when a catalyst is added, what happens in step 1, reactant and the catalyst form a bonding. That is, yellow ball and the blue ball has bonded together in step 1 with a small jump in energy, small hype in energy. There's a small jump in energy. So this is easily possible. And after this, in the second step, what happens? The reactant to the green ball, they bond with catalyst with the blue ball. See here, there is a bonding of reactant 2 to the catalyst. So in step 2, you can see catalyst is bonded to reactant 1 as well as reactant 2. And now here again it has to take a small leap to form the product and release the catalyst. See, blue ball is released and the product is formed here. Okay, so instead of taking a huge jump, it has taken up three small leaps, three small jumps to form the product. The mechanism may be complex, but the product is achieved sooner and quickly. The rate of the reaction, kinetic of the reaction is speeded up. What are the points it illustrates? First one, catalyst offers an alternate path. Yeah, it does not follow the same path. It alternates the path and which is complex, but it has a small jump in energy level. Then it reduces the activation energy of the catalytic reaction as shown in the potential energy diagram. Third point, this is very important point, the change in free energy of the reaction is unaltered. Delta G catalyzed process is equal to delta G uncatalyzed process. So there is no overall change in the process. Reactant A and B is giving you a product C, means reactant and product is same and free energy change is also same. It takes up a different path, but delta G of a process remains constant. It does not alter that. So it does not affect the equilibrium constant of the overall reaction. Catalyst changes the kinetics but not the thermodynamics of the process. So remember, a catalyst can change the kinetics of the process but not the thermodynamics. Hence, delta G catalyzed is equal to delta G uncatalyzed. So the catalyst accelerates both forward and backward reaction in the same extent. So from the previous step we infer that catalyst accelerate both forward and backward reaction to the same extent. It speeds up forward reaction as well as backward reaction to the same extent. If the bond between reactant, this is very important, why a catalyst is specific in nature. We say a catalyst for a reaction may not be a catalyst for another reaction. It is specific in nature. Why? If the bonding between the reactant and catalyst is too weak or too strong, then there is no catalysis. If it is too weak, there is no catalysis. If it is too strong, then it takes the form of catalytic poison. It poisons the site or it retards the reaction. So we say catalyst is poisoned. Okay, so a bonding between reactant and the catalyst should be moderate so that the process take place. Hence, successful combination of catalyst and the reaction is that in which interaction between catalyst and reacting species is moderate. So these are the points we inferred from the potential energy diagram. Now let us derive the characteristics of the catalyst from this. Okay, so let us derive. So this is university point of view, very important question. Criteria or characteristics of catalyst. So we'll see point by point. So whatever already we have discussed, we'll have certain points repeated here, but with a better understanding, I think so. First point, catalyst remains unchanged, that everybody knows it. Okay, it involves in the mechanism of the reaction, but at the end of the process, the catalyst is freed. And this has been qualitatively and quantitatively analyzed and found that there is no mass change or there is no change in chemical nature of the catalyst. There may be certain changes in physical factors of it. The catalyst lowers the activation energy by providing a new pathway which increases the rate of the reaction easily. Hence, here we have a diagram. So, there we had a elaborate diagram. Now, to draw in the university point of view, in exam point of view, you can draw this simple diagram instead of that diagram. So, reactant takes a big barrier to cross over in uncatalyzed process. The reactant takes number of small jumps and forms the product with the addition of catalyst. Small heaps, EA1, EA2, EA3, small jumps and forms the product, and hence it increases the rate of the reaction. Third point, catalysts are highly efficient in nature. It means a small quantity of catalyst is enough to make a huge transformation of the reaction. For example, 1 mole of colloidal platinum catalyst can transform 1 ton of the reactant. Okay, so that is the huge high efficiency of the catalyst. Fourth point, the catalyst does not change the equilibrium constant as understood from the potential energy diagram. The equilibrium is maintained constant. It affects only the kinetics of the reaction but not the thermodynamics of the process. So it affects both forward and backward reaction to the same extent. Fifth point, the catalyst is specific in nature. As I already told, any substance which is a catalyst for a reaction may not be a catalyst for another reaction. It is specific in nature. For example, we have 3 different examples here. Let us see them. Initiate a reaction. The catalyst does not initiate a reaction, only accelerates the reaction that is already occurring. It means if a reaction is not feasible, is not occurring, not spontaneous, then by adding a catalyst, the reaction cannot be started. Only already existing slow process can be speeded up by the addition of catalyst. Hence, it cannot initiate any reaction. It is the only accelerating property of that. It changes only the kinetics of the reaction. 7th point, the catalyst exhibits maximum activity at a temperature. Particular temperature is known as optimum temperature. This is even applicable to bioenzymes, biocatalyst also. So that temperature is called optimum temperature. A catalyst is more effective when it is in finely divided state. To explain this point, I have taken the example of apple. See here in the first figure, so we have the apple. Catalyst is a surface phenomena. So see the apple surface. So we know it is purely red in color. No other color is there. Red and yellow in color. Okay. Now start chopping the apple. Okay. Now what happens? Inside white portion is exposed to you. So white surface is exposed to you now. Now what happens from whole apple to the chopped apple? You can see white portion is exposed. It means you have increased the surface area. Red portion is decreased. See here. Red portion is less, white portion is more here. Again, one more slicing is there. If you finely chop it, finely divide it, consider apple as a catalyst. If you are going to bring it down to a nano scale, think about the surface area increase. So it is a surface phenomena. If you increase the surface area, then the reaction is also increased to 10-fold, 100-fold. Catalytic poison, a substance which destroys the activity of the catalyst by their presence is known as catalytic poison. So it hinders the property of the catalyst. Catalytic poison is something which hinders the reaction of the catalyst. For example, arsenic oxide is a poisonous to platinized asbestos in the process of contact process, that is in the manufacturing of sulfuric acid. Arsenic oxide, if it is present, then even by the addition of platinized asbestos will not be fruitful for the manufacturing of sulfuric acid because it retards the process. Let us see one more example. The activity of iron catalyst is destroyed by the presence of hydrogen sulfide or carbon monoxide in the synthesis of a very famous process, Haber's process, in the synthesis of ammonia. So catalytic promoters. These are the substances which when mixed with in small quantity increases the efficiency of the catalyst, are called as promoters or activators. They enhance the property of the catalyst. For example, in Haber's process synthesis, trace amount of molybdenum increases the activity of the finely divided iron. So here is a diagram to explain that. Here ammonia, nitrogen and hydrogen at 400 degrees centigrade, synthesis of ammonia. So promoters, yellow one is promoters, which are electron donation capacity. So these substances, these metals can be used as a promoter, cesium, rubidium, potassium and barium. And the ammonia synthesis activities increase in this order, cesium, rubidium, potassium and barium as catalyst. Okay, so this is the phenomena here, how it is expressed. So promoters actually increase the active site and promotes the reaction, speeds up the reaction further. It increases the efficiency of the catalyst. Thank you, students. So 10 points of criteria or characteristics of catalyst is very important and it is often asked university questions. Thank you once again.